Who's number 5 on your list of the all-time greatest Cuban-born players?
Well, this gentleman had 2,249 lifetime hits, including 649 stolen bases. He won the World Series 3 times with the Oakland A's while playing shortstop and was a 6-time All-Star. Bert Campaneris.
Bert Campaneris, is that the guy everybody called Campy Campaneris?
Yes, it is.
Oh, very nice. Now he was on the Oakland team with Reggie and
the great Oakland teams in the early to mid 70s. Teams with Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter, Joe Rudy, Sal Bando.
Yeah, Catfish and Joe
Gene
Rudy.
Tennis, Ken Holtzman. I mean, these were Chuck Finley was the owner for the A's. And he was a mainstay. He played shortstop, which, surprise, surprise, if you have a great shortstop, you tend to have great teams.
Exactly. All right. Campaneris, great pick. Wonderful player. Number 4 on your list. Who's number 4 on your list, buddy boy?
Number 4 is a left-handed pitcher with 185 lifetime wins. He's a 4-time All-Star. He was a winner on 2 World Series teams, the 1964 St. Louis Cardinals, as well as the Baltimore Orioles. And this is Mike Cuellar.
Mike Cuellar, yeah. Was he on the teams with Jimmy Palmer and
yes, in the 70s, he was part of the rotation that won 20 games. Pat Dobson, Dave McNally, Mike Cuellar, and Jim Palmer all won 20 games.
Wow, that's crazy,
the Baltimore Orioles.
Did he ever?
Hard to believe.
Did he ever do any modeling in his underwear like Jimmy Palmer did?
No.
I heard he was back in the heat, if you know what I mean. Cuellar?
No, Mike Cuellar.
Mike Cuellar, number 4 on the greatest Cuban-born players of all time. Yeah, I'm starting to worry here because I got a couple of guys that come to my head that you haven't mentioned yet. So let's get to number 3 and see how we're doing.
Number 3, he had a lifetime batting average of .304. It includes 220 home runs. And he had 8 All-Star appearances, including 3 batting titles, 1 Gold Glove. He was the 1964 Rookie of the Year. This is Tony Oliva. And what makes it even remarkable for Tony Oliva is that he was the best hitter in the 60s when it was dominated by all pitching.
Did he ever face Bob Gibson?
Did he face Bob? No, I don't think he did, other than in the All-Star game.
Right, exactly. Well, Gibson was the best I can't say that word, pitcher of the 60s, right? So,
Koufax, I would have to battle that. Gibson and Koufax were, I think, the dominant 60s pitchers.
What about a guy named, what was it?
Don Drysdale as well.
Mickey Mantle?
No, that was
it was the 50s.
Mickey Mantle was early. He played in the 60s. You know, he and Maris were part of that group that were battling for the all-time home run record in 1961.
Right. No, interesting. I'm guessing we're coming to Rafael Palmeiro because my due diligence says that Rafael Palmeiro is the only. No, wait, he's not in the Hall of Fame, is he? So never mind. Go on. Number 2, buddy boy.
Again, all dreams don't always come true.
Hey, he had 3,000 hits. I thought 3,000 hits was the magical mark. What? Why is Rafael Palmeiro not in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. Just hasn't quite garnished those votes.
You think those tapping the vein and shooting a little stuff in his butt might prevent him from getting into the Hall of Fame?
Again, with a straight face and to the Congress, he never took any performance-enhancing drugs.
There you go. Well, we have his word, at least. All right, let's get to number 2 on the greatest Cuban-born players to ever play in the major leagues.
2,476 career strikeouts, 229 wins. He's a 3-time All-Star. He was the 1972 Comeback Player of the Year and was the MVP of the 1975 postseason, Luis Tiant. And unbelievable. And he really stood out in the 1975 World Series, which is considered the best World Series ever. He threw in one game 163 pitches.
Oh, don't tell Major League Baseball about that these days, because these guys go out and throw about 63 pitches now in Major League Baseball in this era.
I was floored when I saw that number, 163, and all 1975 season, Tiant had a bad back that year.
Did he have Tommy John surgery ever at any point in his career?
I don't know. He didn't, but he had suffered a injury when he was with the Twins, who eventually released him.
There you go.
And
like David Ortiz, baby, the Twins release him. Louis Tiant goes to Boston. David Ortiz goes to Boston, and nothing but sexy, right?
Yes. Pretty great story. Actually, there's a really little side note story on Luis Tiant. His parents finally got a chance. They flew Cuba to America, and they saw Luis Tiant for the first time ever pitch in the 1975 World Series, and he threw a shutout against the Reds.
Very nice. What was Louis' nickname? Didn't he have a nickname?
El Torianto, something like that. I can't remember for sure.
Oh, okay. All right. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say a lot of it was he's number 2 on the list, but the legacy of he pitched Game 6. He was the starter of that legendary game as well. And I think that puts him there.
All right, so we're coming up to number 1. I'm pretty sure, because he's the only Cuban-born player in the Hall of Fame, I pretty much know who you got number 1. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit, because on my list, there's guys like Camilo Pascual, Jose Canseco, Jose Cardenal, and Zolio Versalies. Why didn't those guys make the cut?
I had Zolio Zavalas. Too bad I can't utter the words correctly. And I actually was looking up, but then when I compared shortstop for shortstop, even though he did win the MVP for the Minnesota Twins in 1965, he didn't have the longevity of career as Bert Campaneris did. And eventually I sided more with Campaneris. And the other players who all had great careers, they just didn't quite get there. Minnie Minoso was probably the other consideration.
Oh, yeah, Minnie Minoso, correct, right. All right, so, drum roll, who is number 1 on the list, the greatest Cuban-born Major League player of all time?
Just to give you a few numbers, 279 lifetime hitter, 2,732 hits, 379 home runs. He was a 7-time All-Star. He won 3 World Series. He was an All-Star MVP, and he is the only Cuban-born player to be in the Hall of Fame. Tony Perez from the great Cincinnati Red teams.
The Big Red Machine.
I believe he also played with the Expos, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably for a cup of coffee there at the end, right?
And to top it off, he also won the Lou Gehrig Award, which is performance greatness on the field as well as off the field.
You know, I actually won the Tony Perez Award for being the greatest non-Ricky Ricardo born singer in the United States.
Who's Ricky Ricardo?
Exactly. I love Lucy, and everybody loves Tony Perez, number 1 on the list. All right. Cool list.
Yes.
Though. Very nice.
Yeah. Tony Perez, I thought hands down. Great career.
I mean, yeah, he's the only guy in the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, yeah, he's got to be number 1. Hey, it's TC, everybody. Thanks for listening to this clip from the show. To hear the full show, click the link below or visit sportsnaut.com/podcasts. Or here's an even better idea. You can subscribe to the show for free in iTunes or on your iPhone or iPad at sportsnaut.com/iTunes. If you're on an Android device from Samsung, Amazon, or Google, you can subscribe for free in the Stitcher app at sportsnaut.com/Android. You can also find us on SoundCloud or in the app called Swell, which is available on your Android or iOS phone. I'll see you in the emergency room.